But I did, I put on weight. I got all the way up to 275 pounds at one point, um, and started lifting again. And problem was, is while I was lifting, I was building my muscle back up and I was losing fat, but I was just getting right back to where I was when I was wrestling. And at the time, I had a goal of running a marathon before I hit age 50. Well, I turned 49 in March, so last November I made the decision, hey, I need to run a marathon. I need to, mark that or check that box off on my to-do list. So last November I decided I got to get down to 210 pounds and run one marathon and then go back up. So I've been went from 275. I got all the way down to 230, and then I started getting really dizzy because I hit that pretty quick within a few months, and then backed off a little bit, stabilized at about 235, and then continued my way down and got down to about 218, 217, started getting dizzy again, and so now I'm stabilizing around 223, 224, and my goal is to get to 210 before midsummer, and then once I hit 210, I'm going to run that one marathon, just one, and that's it, and then I'll go back up to 250, 245.
How are your knees holding up and everything after the long career in the ring?
I've been pretty lucky with my knees. I do have a torn ligament in my left knee now, but overall my knees have been, pretty solid. No real substantial issues other than that one torn ligament. Um, it is a big reason as to why being 49 years old and getting ready to run a one marathon, it is a big reason why I want to come down to 210. Running at, 260, 270, doing a marathon running on my knees at 260, 270 is not a smart idea at all. So hence the reason I'm trying to get down to 210.
And there was a fan asking on here if you had any funny stories about Andrew Test Martin.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny stories about Andrew Test Martin. So Test was one of those guys that could never break cool mode. He always had to be Mr. Cool. And so there was one time A-Train and I were at a club in Toronto called The Government, and we were on the dance floor, and we had these glow sticks, and we were just dancing with these glow sticks, just going to town. And we're looking up on this balcony, and there's Tess sitting on the balcony with his hands on the rail, with his glasses on, just kind of looking down, like with a smug, cool look on his face, and not dancing. And we got to get his ass down here to dance. And so A-Train and I went up there, and we trying to convince him to dance, and he just refused to do it. To him, dancing ain't cool. And so he was, no, I'm not doing that. You guys go down there and do it. You guys go down there and do it. Well, we were all messed up anyways. So we go down to the dance floor and we start doing all these trippy things with these glow sticks. And the next thing I have A-Train tapping me on the shoulder saying, Val, look at Test. Well, Test had made his way down from the stairs, and he was standing right with his back against the speakers and his hands with glow sticks. And he's sitting there with his eyes closed going, with the glow sticks. It was the most, I mean, you got a 6'6" jacked up guy with glow sticks in his hand doing the most insane dance you could ever imagine. It was pretty funny. That was some funny stuff right there.
What were your top three cities to wrestle in?
Top three cities to wrestle in, definitely New York, Philadelphia, and probably Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada was always a lot of fun.
Were you cheered usually in Toronto even when you were a heel because a lot of people know you were from that area?
I got a lot of cheers in Toronto. Yeah, it was one of those things where, man, you walk out in Toronto and you get a completely different reaction than you would anywhere else, and you knew you were home at that point.
Is there any wrestler you grew up idolizing?
Wrestlers I grew up idolizing, definitely Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Kenta Kobashi, Stan Hansen, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, those were some of the guys that I really looked up to.
This is a fan question. Do you have a favorite porn star?
Um, do I have a favorite porn star? I'd have to say Jenna Jameson, just because I worked with her, and it was never really got into porn. She's really the only porn star. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I do know another porn star too. What's her name again? She was in the wrestling business, not for. She used to date Blue Meanie. what's her name again? Oh, dang. There's Jenna Jameson, and then the one that was dating Blue Meanie. Do you guys remember her name?
No, well, maybe one of the fans does, but I'm surprised that Blue Meanie actually dated a porn star.
He dated a porn star, and she was
St.
famous.
James, something St. James, maybe.
Oh yes.
Fans saying it on here, but
Yeah, no, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. She was the porn star that I guess that went through a whole bunch of different guys in one porn shoot.
Oh, Jasmine St. James.
Jasmine St. Clair.
Jasmine St. Clair.
Yes,
there we go.
Jasmine
Yeah,
St.
there we
Clair,
go.
that was it, yeah.
And Blue Meanie went out with her. Wow.
Blue Meanie went out with her.
I don't know. I look at him a little bit differently now. And this is a good question from a fan here. What are your thoughts on the comparison of you with Rick Rude?
The comparisons of Rick Rude and myself, I think the Val Venis character was Rick Rude 2.0. It was basically the ladies' man type character, just taken to a whole new level, and that was the Attitude Era compared to the 1980s era.
And where can fans follow you on social media if they want to look you up?
Ooh, I don't know if fans want to follow me on social media because one of two things will happen. They're either going to love me or they're going to hate me. And so they can follow me on my Top Shelf Anarchy channel. Just go to YouTube/Top Shelf Anarchy. That's my activist channel. And then, of course, my Captain's Show channel on YouTube. It's The Captain's Show. And Captain's is spelled with a K. And that's more of my cannabis related channel. It's also going to be we're going to have a lot of different series coming up on that channel. We're going to get into cryptocurrencies on that channel. We're going to have some professional wrestling shows on that channel as well. So that's going to be more of the fun channel, the investment channel, and the cannabis channel.